Hi everyone, I'm Renee from Print and Pour Crafts. Welcome. I am going to do Shelly Art Bloom technique pour on 7.5 by 8.5 piece of wood, and I am going to do pretty much like warm fall colors. I just made my paints up today, which the best way to do it is to make it up the night before. For instance, I have my pillow paint and it's been sitting here for a while, so I gave it a good little shake, and I created a lot of air bubbles. You really don't want to do that. Night before would be perfect. I'm probably going to use my torch, which I don't really recommend because the Shelly Art Bloom, being with house paint and such, will just not dry up very well. It doesn't like heat, so try to make up your paints the day before, the night before, so you don't get all these air bubbles that I have. I'm going to be using 4 colors. I have, this is by Deco Art, it's an opaque, Deco Art Metallics, Garnet. The pouring medium made this paint just a gorgeous, vibrant, deep, beautiful color. My next one is, it's a powder pigment by Pearl X. It is brilliant gold. It is very transparent. It is this little jobby here. Love these a lot. Very shiny, very beautiful colors. My next one is an opaque color. This one is by Master's Touch. It is red ochre, and that will go be the 3rd puddle. The 4th and final puddle is by Liquitex Basics. It is a translucent. I have them all put in order according to opaque, transparency, or wet, or translucent, and opaque, vice versa, vice versa. The final top puddle will be my cell activator. I'll give it a good shake. It's been here for a while. The wood conditioner oil floats up to the top, so you want to give it a good shake. Okay, I hope this video helps a lot of you who are really interested in knowing exactly how to get those big, beautiful cells with most of the time not using silicone oil or not as much. To get those cells, you really need to know the density of your paints. And I've done a lot of homework lately to determine which ones of my paints are opaque and which ones of my paints are translucent, and then which ones of my paints are very transparent. I have also been using a lot of Pearl X pigment powders and pretty much found out that they are all very transparent. I pretty much stopped using these fluid paints, which are mostly, like, say in the very beginning when I was experimenting, I was using Craft Smart and Apple Barrel, and I pretty much stopped using them, except for I do still use, like, say, the Americana is pretty much okay. Let's see. Oh no, I don't use Craft Smart. I would use Deco Art, Folk Art, but other than that, I pretty much stopped using them. I am just sticking to these more hard body paints, Amsterdam paints, to get the good cell activator, and a lot of Master's Touch, because I can get Master's Touch on sale at Hobby Lobby. Every other week it goes on sale for 50% off, so I use a lot of Master's Touch. I made my charts, put my black line down, put a swipe of each one of my colors on my black line. The ones that, okay, let me give, so this is my key code that I'm using. Amsterdam, Master's Touch, Golden, Liquitex Basics, Anita's, Americana, Golden. Oh, I got Golden twice. Oh, I got Liquitex Basics twice. I'm gonna fix that. Folk Art, Deco Art, Handy Art, Ceramicoat, and Pearl X Pigments. Then my abbreviations. Some of the paints do have the code on the back of them, so that was easy to do. Very transparent. The box is not shaded in at all. Half the box that is shaded in, they're the translucents, and all the way shaded in are opaque. So, I believe, okay, Liquitex Basics on the back of their bottle. They have their box, it's shaded in, and it is opaque. So, yay for Liquitex Basics. Amsterdam, let's see what Amsterdam has. This one is marked up, but here's a little box there, all solid box. It is opaque. So, now that I have that done, I have my box here with all my other little ones. This box is a mixed up between Liquitex Basics and Artist Loft. So lots of homework there. And I am now going to do a pour. I'm actually going to do the Shelly Art Bloom technique. I'm going to be doing it on this piece of wood. Where's the piece of wood? Here it is. This wood is 7.5 inches by 8.5 inches. It is all, I just got this at the Goodwill store. It already had something on it. It's a frame. The back had a picture hanging hook. It is all covered up with painter's tape so I don't make a mess. The front, I have put gesso all over it. It's ready to go. Okay, so this is how I do my Shelly Art Bloom technique, spinning. Even I would use this spinner to do other projects to spin off the paint. And I will show you how and why I love this so much. This cake spinner I got from Amazon. It is a 12-inch spinner. I am using this Christmas storage wreath container that I got on clearance from Michael's. And what I love about this are these notches here. This is on the bottom part of the container. I haven't really examined the top one, the top lid. It doesn't have these notches here. So the bottom part of the container is the one to use. On the back of my Spice Rack spinner, this spinner here is the exact measurement to fit in between these notches. Very securely, it doesn't move around. This spinner spins so great. I have other spinners, I have Lazy Susans, I have cake spinners. This one is my best one. This storage container, once I have all the paint and it's all messed up and ugly looking, no problem. You just easily fill off your skins and you got a beautiful container, nice and clean, easy clean up. The ledge is high enough that when you spin, you don't have to worry about the paint splattering over the edge and splattering all over. It's a deep enough edge to contain all your splattered paints. So that was my best tip of the day. Okay, those of you that know me know that I love teaching, or at least sharing with you what I've learned. I watch a lot of videos. I will put at the end my list of all my favorite YouTube artists that I follow, and I will put a list up of some recipes. So, recently I have followed Jay Mo's painting, and he is a wonderful YouTube artist that shares a lot. Jay Mo painting, and this is his recipe, which is very similar to so many other artists, but he really gives great information and goes into great detail. And so my project that I'm going to be doing is the Shelly Art Bloom technique, which is my favorite. And to get started with that, we need to first put down our pillow paint. The pillow paint I'm using today is black, Onyx black, because I don't want all the white to show through my project, the white little cells and such. So I got Colorplace from Walmart. It's Satin Onyx black. In that, I have mixed 4 cups of the paint with a 1/4 cup of golden GAC 800. That will help prevent a lot of crazing and cracking in the drawing process. Speaking of the drawing process, I learned to save some space and to help with the cracking and crazing. My students' projects are in these boxes. Yay, thank you, Amazon. And they're all drying in here with the lids on them. You want to cover up your projects for at least 2 days, and that helps with the cracking and crazing. And you just get really beautiful projects. And my projects here in Las Vegas do not like the heat. We are a dry state, so that's a plus, but I have learned that my projects do not like my heat when that comes on, or my AC. So that is tip of the day number 2, my best tip: cover your projects with a box, lid, something. Okay, so we got the pillow paint. Next, I'm going to make my pouring medium. To make my pouring medium, I use BEHR house paint. By watching Jay Mo's painting video, Johnny, he did a test with 3 different house paints, and one of them that he really suggests on his videos, and they might be a little bit old videos, is the HDTV High Gloss Sherwin-Williams paint, but they no longer make that. So he now suggests to use BEHR. I didn't want to buy it. I was used to buying inexpensive paints for like about $20 a gallon. This one was about $30, but I'm no longer going to waste paint. I bought so much paint that ruined my paints. The colors didn't turn out. It dulled the colors, changed them. This BEHR paint, deep base, high gloss, made my colors so perfect, so vibrant. It kept them just the colors they are that come out of the tube. And if anything it did, it just made it more vibrant and just beautiful, beautiful. I will never buy anything else now other than BEHR. I do mix my BEHR like he does, 3 parts house paint to 1 part polycrylic, water-based. That is it. I normally buy this little thing, but guess what I found in my husband's workshop in the garage? He had a gallon. I'm not telling him. I took it. He'll never know. Okay, so now it's time to mix the colors with the pouring medium. And since my pouring medium is made with BEHR, my colors are so beautiful and vibrant. It did not change a shade of the color of the paints whatsoever. In fact, it actually made it more intense and vibrant. So I will always use BEHR. I am using, first layer is going to be this opaque And this is by Deco Art Metallics Garnet. It is opaque. My next one I'm using is a pigment powder by Pearl X. It is Brilliant Gold. This next one I'm going to be using, I left it so that I can show you how I mix it, is by Master's Touch. It is Red Ochre, and it's an opaque. This next color is by Liquitex Basics. It is Cadmium Yellow, Medium Hue. It's translucent. So those are the orders I'm going to go. And then for the top of all your puddles, you're going to need the magic stuff, Cell Activator. I use the American version of Flood Floetrol. I have my nylon on the top in there so that it's a sieve so that you don't get all the boogers and goobers coming out of the bottle. And I also use some glue all. Johnny uses just regular school glue, which I'm going to go back to. That's all I used to use because it was $10 a gallon at Walmart. I switched over because somebody swears by glue all. I never noticed a difference, so just back to regular school glue I go. 3 to 6 drops of Minwax Pre-Stained Wood Conditioner. That's all you need, and that's about the only difference that the Aussie Flood Floetrol has that the American version doesn't. So I just add that, and I add Amsterdam Oxide Black paint. Okay, you should always take off your don't open your lid and do this because you're gonna get caked on, stuck on, and it's just too hard to deal with and to squeeze out of there. Always open your lid this way. Clean, always clean. I'm going to pour in about a teaspoon of my Master's Touch. I'm going to give it a really good stir. And this is so important. This is a very important step. Stir well. Stir really well. And I'm going to even say about at least a minute's worth of stirring. I can tell right now this is very thick. My mound is a big mound and it is staying there for like, 6 seconds. So this is way too thick. I will pour in some polycrylic to thin it out. If you need to, instead of polycrylic, you can use water. And give it a good stir. It's getting there. It's getting much better. I will put a little bit more and give it a good stir. This should be it. I am going to use 4 colors, so I will be making 4 different puddles. I'm going to then be using my hair dryer to blow out the Cell Activator, and then I'm going to be spinning. Okay, this is perfect. So here we go. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is put down my pillow paint. Got my pillow paint down here on my spinner. I'm going to put my first puddle. Hopefully I can get this video done quickly. I don't like wasting anybody's time. Puddle 1, puddle 2, normally I do this technique on tile to make coasters, so it is a much smaller puddle and I would just drop it from my stick, but since this is the bigger one, I can go ahead and just pour it. Next one is the Cadmium Yellow Medium Hue. Oh, that's kind of a lot. I didn't mean to do that because yellow seems to take over and I don't want too much yellow on my project. I forgot about that, and I'm not a yellow fan at all. I think because of that, because it takes over. There's my cell activator. Get my hair dryer. I'm using this power shot button so that it's cool air and not the warm air. You might want to lower your volume because it gets a little loud. I'm just going to blow a little bit here out this way. The hair dryer didn't do a really fantastic job on that. Okay, now what I'm going to do, and I will fast forward, is I'm going to let this sit for about a minute or two to let the magic happens. It's going to pull back in. It's going to make much bigger, better, prettier cells and lacing, and it's hard to wait, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to wait. Okay, I think I was pretty good at waiting. It's hard for me to decide if I want to swirl or just leave it as is. I love doing the swirls. I think it just makes it really, really pretty, but I think I'll stick that technique to my coasters and just leave this alone how it is. I am going to pour a little bit of paint, pillow paint on the edges just to make sure everything gets a good coverage when I do my spinning. Okay, here we go. Oh, I love it. Oh, okay, I'm going to spin a little more. I should go the opposite way, left, but I'm not very good at my left hand. Oh, I'm falling in love. I think I'm going to spin one more time. No, I'm going to leave it alone. I have the hardest time walking away, but that is what you really need to do. Stop, look at it really good. Walk away, walk away. Look at those bullseyes, and you know why I am now getting this and I never got it before my other projects? It's the layering of the paints. Opaque, translucent, opaque, translucent. You need to do your homework to figure out the density of your paints. Okay, I'm done.